Hello and welcome to Wingin It. So today here we have something a little bit different for you. It's not Wingspan. I'm sure though some of the faces on your screen will be familiar to the Wingspan fangs among you. So first of all, I'm joined here by my fellow Wingspan content creator Tay from the channel Tuck and Cash. And we are here to be playing a preview copy of Undergrove, which is a new game co-designed by Elizabeth Hargrave and Mark Wootton, who are both here to play along with us as well. So, Elizabeth and Mark, thank you for joining us. It's great to have you both here to try out your new game.
Thanks for having us.
The pleasure is all
Thank you.
ours. So, as I say, we're here to play a 4-player game of Undergrove on Tabletop Simulator. So, I should just stress before we get going. So, this is a preview copy. It's not yet on general sale. However, there is a Kickstarter campaign on the go right now, so you can go and check that out. There'll be a link in the description. It's still open for a few more weeks, so if you like what you see here in this game, definitely do go check out more information and consider backing it on Kickstarter. I'll also clarify that this is not going to be a how-to play guide. There's not going to be sort of any in-depth rules overview. There are some excellent videos on that topic. I'll link to those as well down below, so you can go check those out. Of course, as we play, I'm sure there'll be some discussion about the rules and the mechanics of the game, but yeah, we're not going to be going over the rulebook in any kind of depth. So just before we get going, I think it would be good to set the scene just for both myself and Tay, and of course everyone watching at home, get a bit of context for what we're doing here in Undergrove. So Elizabeth, Mark, if you could just give a quick overview, talk about the core mechanics and the elements, and what our main objective here as players.
So we're playing from the point of view of Douglas fir trees, and we as trees can make our own carbon. That'll be one of the actions we can take in the game, and we're going to be trading that carbon out onto the board, which is made up of mushrooms, because mushrooms can't make their own carbon. They want ours, and they're going to give us stuff back in exchange for it. And then we're going to use that stuff that they gave us to make more seedlings out on the board and more roots, and do other great things for our trees. And so the basic goal is for our seedlings to be the best established out in this forest of mushrooms with roots on really valuable mushrooms, and then to absorb some of that carbon back up out of the network onto those seedlings so they turn into little trees and score even more roots.
Excellent stuff. That sounds really good. And I think we're ready to get going here. So we're using here these quick sprout guides, so these will come included within the game. If you've played Wingspan, which I'm sure if you're watching on this channel you will have done, these remind me a lot of the Swift Start guide. So think of it like that, sort of explaining your first few turns. We're going to be following along with those. Tay, you can kick us off here.
All right. I mean, I definitely appreciate the quick sprout guide here because this is my first time playing the game. So
I should probably say that as well, actually. We're both, myself and Tay, we are sort of at a very basic level familiar with the rules and the actions, but we are by no means experts at a game that has not yet come out. So please do bear that in mind as we're playing.
Yeah.
So can I jump in and say one thing? The game is set up in Tabletop Simulator. There is a sort of turn 0 to get you set up, and that has already happened in the game. And everybody on turn 0 essentially gets a seedling adjacent to the center mushroom and one root associated with that seedling onto the mushroom. And then each of the surrounding mushrooms there get a carbon on them. And so that is the situation after turn 0. So Tay's actually going to be going from turn 1 of the quick sprout guide.
All right.
Excellent.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Before we start, I guess, do you want to go over the common objectives so that we are all on the same page?
I can indeed. So these we have these common objectives that we're going to be working towards, and we're going to be scoring points at each of those. So there's this carbon track as well. Whenever we're spending carbon, we're going to be moving up this, and that might as well have some impact on these goals. So each of us will have a token here, and we're going to be needing to remember to move these along. So I think these are the specific 3 that you get with the quick sprout, but I think of these a bit like I'm just going to use wingspan analogies. These remind me a bit of your end of round goals, so that you're sort of going to mix and match these and get.
In fact,
routes.
they started as end of round goals, and then we got rid of the rounds. So
That's exactly what happened. And to put it in more wingspan context for you, the various goal cards that there are sort of a mixture of the green and blue goals. So some of them you get points on what you achieve in absolute terms. Others are like the green side of the goal board. They are competitive. For the start game, they are all essentially blue goals.
Excellent. That's definitely useful to know. All right.
The starter 3 are we're trying to take turns where you make 6 carbon at once. So you're gonna have to turn in a whole bunch of nitrogen to do that during a photosynthesis turn.
Yeah.
The second one is to be spread out left to right. So the way it's written is to have seedlings or trees on different vertical lines. So vertical lines meaning these seams between the mushrooms, right? So right now we're all on one vertical line of the board, and we want to be spreading our pieces out as much as we can across.
Okay.
And then the third one is just total trees. So how many of your seedlings do you manage to graduate up into their cute little tree figures?
Yeah. It looks like we have a maximum of 4 trees per player.
There are a maximum of 4 trees.
Yeah,
and it's actually to get to 4 is pretty challenging. You got to be using some mushrooms to double absorb carbon. Usually, by the time you end up at the end of the carbon track, you will have made possibly 3 trees.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
All right, no pressure. I'll kick us off. Looks like I'm going to be doing some partnering first. So when I activate the partner action, I have the option to place a mushroom tile by spending one of the resource. So I'm going to spend a nitrogen and then place the surprise web cap here. If someone can turn that around.
Yes, you're... There you go.
And then I'll pay a carbon and 2 potassium to put 2 roots down. So, so the roots will point to places that I get to activate in the future. Looks like I'm going to be pointing it to this 2 mushroom at the bottom of the board here. And as the end of my turn, I believe I also get to draw back up to 3 mushroom tiles.
Correct.
And all right, I'll draw 1. And did I draw from the right piles?
This
it says draw pile.
The one that says draw pile is the correct one.
There's another stack over there.
I do not see any tiles on. Like, it doesn't show up.
Is your hand way at the bottom of your screen? You have to like hover.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't show up as a card. Like, do you see blank or does it show as a mushroom tile?
I see
the mushroom.
I can see it as a mushroom.
Is it blank for you?
Yeah, I might have to rejoin, but that's fine. We'll cut this out and we'll move on.
We'll roll with it. It's just Tabletop Simulator.
All right.
So.
Fun Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
So,
well, that was my turn. Easy
strat.
peasy.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Oh, we're using the turn progress thing. I'm not used to doing that.
If we can remember,
So if we can remember, I will take advantage of that surprise web cap as my quick sprout guiding pharmacy, and I am going to reproduce. The reproduce action costs me a carbon and 2 phosphorus. I am not going to pay anything additional to put another mushroom down there. I'm simply going to pop my seedling down. Oop, no, that's a tree. That would be cheating. I'm going to put the seedling down. Let me just check where I'm going to place it. I'm going to place it there. Yes, that's in the correct spot. And a seedling comes with a root, so I will put that root on the surprise webcam. And just rotate it.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to promote everybody. So when you've spent tokens, you can just delete them if you wish.
Got it. Because we have
okay.
So we have some I don't know what these would be, like little bags that have the resource tokens and the root tokens and everything in there. So very good. Okay, so it's now my turn. So on my turn 1, I'm going to partner and mushroom. So I have a mushroom in my hand that it's telling me that it wants me to play, which is the Zeller's Bullet. So first of all, pay the cost to partner, which is a carbon and 2 potassium, and then I can spend the extra cube to place the mushroom. So we'll do that. We'll get rid of our 2 potassiums, get rid of 1 carbon, and my nitrogen. So we're going to place this Zeller's Bullet, and I believe it wants me to place it up here in the top right. And I get to, as part of the partner action, place my 2 roots. They can go on any sprout that I have down, but of course I only have 1 at the moment, so it's telling me to put them at the top 2 mushrooms that we've got here. So I'll place those down there. They want to go down and rotate in the right space. There we go. And I believe I now draw as Tay did, so that I always have 3 mushrooms in my hand.
Yep.
And there we go. That's my turn.
Great. All right. Oops. Accidentally just hit something that made... I don't know what happened.
There we go. I think it skipped some turns, but it should be back on you.
All right. And remind me how I rotate a thing.
Yeah, you can, if you use, I think that default should be
What's
Q
the
and
script?
E.
Q and E.
Q
Okay,
and
good.
E. Yeah.
How quickly I forget. All right, so I'm going to play that Suede Bolete, and I'm going to pay what I need to pay to put out a new seedling. That's a carbon and 2 phosphorus and a nitrogen for the mushroom, and I'm going to stick my seedling over here. My new root on that new mushroom.
Okay. Should say as
Oh,
well,
thank you.
I'm definitely going to pronounce many of these mushrooms incorrectly. But that's it's the same when I first started playing Wingspan, so it's just part of the fun.
Oh, yeah, it's so funny to hear people pronounce the bird names.
I'm really bad too.
We did a little booklet of like fun facts about all the mushrooms, and I put a lot of phonetic pronunciations in the mushroom description.
I will appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right, it's back to me, and looks like I'm gonna be activating some mushroom. So previously I have the roots on the web cap here, so I think I'm gonna activate that. So to activate that, looks like I have to turn over one of my mushroom activations. So that's the blue one, the cat mushroom, and then to pay a carbon. And this carbon go on the mushroom tile, right? If I
Yep, you're
remember
trading
correctly.
with that mushroom for its resources.
Yeah. All right. And then what do I get here? I get 2 nitrogen, and what's the other 2? I get 2 phosphorus.
Phosphorus.
And since I'm feeling very generous, looks like everyone get a nitrogen too.
Lovely.
Everybody else gets a nitrogen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not you.
Yeah.
Oh, not me.
Not
Okay,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, so you
Kinda
gotta deal
sneakily.
4 things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get your 4. You don't get
Okay. Okay, that's fair. All right. Is there anything else that I get from this activation? I think that's all.
Nope.
That's it.
All right. That's
That's it.
my turn.
Okay, well, having put the carbon right next to my root, thank you very much. I am going to take the absorb action, and I'm going to absorb that carbon onto my seedling. I have to flip over a token to do that. I'm just going to check which one it wants me to flip. It wants me to flip the yellow one. Okay, so quick strat, guys, just flip my yellow token. So the cost is the yellow token plus a nitrogen. So I'll pay the nitrogen and the yellow token, and I get to absorb directly through that root onto my seedling. That means I move up the carbon track.
Oh yeah.
Onto the first spot, which means I get the nitrogen back again.
All right.
Very nice.
Or I get a nitrogen.
Pretty good turn there.
And that's my turn.
All right. So yeah, moving up this carbon track seems like it's good for getting some extra bonus.
Extra resources, yeah.
Got to bear that in mind.
Stuff on every space, yes.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. All right, so my second turn, having just played that Zeller's Belit, we now are going to activate that. And so we check on the mushroom which color it's going to be. Okay, it's the green token that we flip for that to show that we've used that. And yeah, I then get to place two carbon. Yeah, so let's place 2 carbon tokens on the mushroom. So we'll do that. They just go down here.
Oh, other green one.
Oh, this one up here, of course.
You're up here. Yep.
Where
you have
the wrong
the
Belit. Yep. So it's my the 2 carbons. And then I can take any 4 cubes I want, and it's telling me to take 2 nitrogens and 2 potassium, so I will do that. And then that's my turn.
All right. So I would like to do the same thing, but I don't have a root there. But I do have this sway bully that I just played that lets me copy any green mushroom. So
I like
flip
that.
my
Very
green.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
I pay the carbon down on the copycat. And then I get to do that action, and I'm going to take some more nitrogen so I can go for that 6 carbon goal.
That's really a lot of carbon at that town now.
A couple of phosphorus, and I am done.
All right. So it's interesting. So when you copy that tile, the carbon still go on this tile.
Yes.
When you pay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
sense.
tile essentially becomes a copy of whatever it is it's copying.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. All right. So looks like I am going to reproduce. So again, as a optional action, when I reproduce, I get to place a mushroom tile. And since I have lots of phosphorus, I'm going to pay a phosphorus to place this galley vase. Looks like I want to. Galley vase.
For that one, it depends on how you say the word vase or vase, right?
I'm gonna say vase. So
yeah,
I was gonna say two of us here would say call it a skinny vase.
Yeah, it's nice to have some backup. So
yeah, I'm gonna place it under there, and to do the reproduce, I have to pay a carbon and 2 phosphorus. So 2 more phosphorus. And I believe, is that it? What else do I get to do? So I get to place. Did I do it right? Yeah. And then I get to do the actual reproduce, which is to place down the seed and the roots. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So it looks like I want to place it so that's pointing to my new tile that I just placed. So that would be here. And yeah, go rotate this so that hopefully I can activate this in future turn. All right, the power looks pretty interesting. So it looks like if I activate this, I get to refresh some of my mushroom token without using photosynthesis. I like that. All right, that was my turn.
And then you get to do something else after that.
Oh wow,
that looks good.
Okay, that feels quite strong.
Refresh
I like
2 and then take another action.
I like it.
So I am now going to partner. And the partner action is going to cost me 2 potassium and a carbon. And I am going to take the option to place a mushroom as well, for which I will pay a nitrogen. So I take one of my 3 nitrogen. I take the potassium. And I take the carbon. And that is a cost, so that all gets put back in the bag. On TTS, I can just delete it. And I am going to play short-stemmed russula, and I'm going to play that next to the fly garrick. I'm going to put that here. So I'm going to put that there.
If it corporate.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I get to place 2 more roots. Now, when I partner and place 2 roots, I can place them on any of my seedlings. So
Yeah.
I'm going to place one here onto the short-stemmed russula, like that. And then I'm going to place the other one on the other side of the table onto the painted sulus.
Yeah.
So we'll go over here. Like,
Yeah. And before we move on, just want to correct that I forgot to draw 1 card, because at the end I do have to draw it back up to 3.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to do that now.
Yeah. And then
All
I'm
right.
going to draw back up to 3 as well. See what I get. Like it.
Good. Okay. So it's telling me that player 2 just created a corner where I can place a seedling on 3 good mushrooms. So I'm going to claim that by doing the reproduce action. So reproduce is going to cost me 2 potassium and a carbon, so I'll play those costs, and then I get to place a seedling. It's telling me to place it in the corner there, and to point the root towards this, the short-stemmed russula. So we will do that. Get the seedling down.
That was really quite generous of me doing that.
It
wasn't
was. It was very nice. Thank you very much. It's almost like it was planned out. So and then I put my root there, so I can then look at activating that on a future turn. So there we go. That's my turn.
All right.
So I do have a rule questions.
Sure.
So do we keep track of the goal as we go along the game? For example, now we have different seeding. How do we score for the second?
So we'll double check it at the end of the game, but if anyone's curious at any point in the game, we can kind of stop and
Okay.
put our
Looks like-
markers.
It looks like
So-
Yes.
2 of them say at the end of the game, and the other one
Yeah.
says move up.
the one about making carbon, you definitely have to track when you do it.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
it's worth pointing out just so everyone. Occasionally, people get confused by the vertical lines thing. So
Yeah.
green is on 2 different vertical lines.
Yeah.
White's on 2 different vertical lines. Tan's on 2 different vertical lines.
Mhm.
And for right now, I'm on just 1 vertical line because I only have one seedling. But that is about to. Oh no, I have 2 seedlings.
You have 2. Yeah.
I'm
So we're all
doomed
on
way
2.
out. So we're all on
Yeah.
2. So we
All
can
right.
move that whole
Got it.
stack up if we want.
Yeah, I mean, you
Um,
certainly can keep track during the game if it's
Yeah.
easier for people to see that. But it's,
Got it.
I'm
do
about to
require
be on 3 vertical lines. because
Okay.
I have my eye on that short-stemmed russula as well.
Let's
I
see.
put out this mouse trick, which has a variable score based on how many of the same type of mushroom it's next to. So these are the guild
Okay.
mushrooms, and it wants to be next to them.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter if
Um,
you place it or other people place it.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put seedling right there. And I'm gonna put my root on the mushroom that Mark placed for now, knowing that I'll come back later. And put my root on that mushroom that's gonna give me a bunch of points. But for right now, I want access to the power of the russula. Okay, so for all of that stuff, I have to pay a carbon and 2 phosphorus for the seedling, and I'm going to pay a potassium for that mushroom. I am done.
Yeah, it definitely seems like as soon as a good mushroom comes down, there's a bit of a race to get your seedling in there so you can get a root down and use that on a future turn. So got to pay attention to that.
Yeah, and also reminder for Elizabeth, looks like you have to draw back up to 3.
And I do have to draw back up to 3.
Yeah, there you go. Don't miss your card. Free card there. Not free, I guess. It's your right to have 3
and
cards.
I got one of the stretch goal mushrooms. Yay.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll talk more about
that. Yeah. See if that comes up. Yeah.
It will come up.
All right. Looks like I do have a big turn here, so I'm going to do the absorb action to get some carbon here. So to do the absorb, I do have to turn over one of my mushroom activation token. And before doing that, looks like I'm going to move some mushroom as well, or move some carbon. So as an optional action, you can move the carbon before you absorb it. So looks like I'm going to turn over this skill mushroom activation, and then I will move the carbon on the common deceiver down to my Scally Vase. So you pay based on how many tau you move it. So if I move once, I'm gonna pay 1, and then to absorb, I have to turn again any of my mushroom tau and pay 1 resource. So I'm gonna turn that and then pay my last phosphorus so that I can absorb that carbon. There you go. So I got 1 carbon. Oh, I guess it makes sense. I was thinking, like, why don't I just absorb this on this seeding? But it looks like this is a 4-point mushroom. So I like that. So I do get an extra point from there. And because I absorb a carbon, I get to move up the track. And I'm the green. So I get a nitrogen. Nice. Very productive turn.
And for anyone who's watching who hasn't looked at the rules, we haven't said out loud exactly how you score, so I'll do that while Mark takes his turn. So the mushroom at the end of the game, we're going to look at each seedling and where its roots are and how much carbon it has on it, and for each carbon that's been absorbed onto the seedling, you get to score 1 of its roots. And the score of that root is the points that are the little seed cones on the bottom of the mushroom that the root is sitting on. Right? So this seedling now has a carbon on it, so it can score its 1 root that's on this 4-point mushroom. There's a little boost when you get to 3 carbon that you get to put your tree out on your seedling. And trees can score all 4 of their roots if they have 4 roots. So you go from 1 carbon for 1 root, 2 carbons for 2 roots, and then 3 carbons gives you a tree that can score up to 4 roots.
Nice. So yeah, I guess it pays to be somewhere central where you can spread out and hit lots of tiles for the end of the game.
That could be one strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always true, but it can be true, yes. The goal cards will change that quite a bit. In this case, the goals are rewarding us for trees, so you're probably correct. So I'm activating the short-stemmed russula. I have to pay 2 carbon onto the mushroom, and then I have to pay 1 resource, and I paid 1 nitrogen. And then I can absorb any 2 carbon on the board. I'm going to absorb the 2 carbon on the short-stemmed russula onto this seedling here. That is basically now 3 carbon on that seedling, so it becomes a tree immediately.
Nice.
Yeah. So I simply put the tree on top of the seedling.
Nice.
Carbon, and that is the end of my turn. Oh, it's not the end of my turn. I'm sorry. I go up the carbon track.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I get to look at all of these tokens and decide which one I would like to keep. These tokens are a mixture of victory points, free elements, and 1 or 2 other things. I will keep them face down until I choose to use them. Let me see what situation I'm in. But you can take your turn, Will, while
All
I'm
right. Excellent.
figuring out which one of these I want.
Well, I think I've got quite a big turn coming up, so I'm going to be photosynthesizing here. So it's telling me that I've got enough nitrogen here to make 6, and I could score one of the gold cards while I'm doing that. So when I photosynthesize, you get 2 carbon automatically, and then you also get 1 additional carbon for each nitrogen you discard. So I can do the 2 plus the 4, and I'm going to get 6. And at the same time, I will then flip over all my tokens. Now, I've only used one of them so far, so maybe... Oh, don't want to do that. I suppose what I want to be thinking about in future is maybe using more of my tokens and then photosynthesizing to get them all back. But for now, we're going to do that. And we gain our 6 carbon. I maybe... Okay, we'll take our carbon. And that will score me the gold card. So I'll remember to do that. Otherwise, yeah, that is something that that we definitely are going to forget. Otherwise, so
Yeah.
I am the...
Right.
I think I'm the slightly...
The beige
pinky,
color.
yeah. Well, I'm
Tan.
trying to work out what color to call this. I was going to call it pink, but it definitely isn't pink. So I'll move
We're still
myself
kind
out.
of working on the player
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah.
Still
Absolutely. So cool. So I
trying
move
to
up
figure out what all different color blindness
there. Yes,
issues we have
that's a good
things
point.
like that.
That's a lot of carbon.
Yeah, and so now
Yeah.
I flip over my token, and I also get an option. I can discard one of my mushrooms. So it's telling me I'm going to do that. I'm going to discard the Rem's air cup. Wants me to discard that. Let's just put that over here.
Yeah.
And draw another one.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Oh.
there we go.
With our jaunty draw pile.
There we go. And yep, I've already moved up on the gold card, so I'll mark my turn as done.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I am going to absorb some carbon. I'm about ready to photosynthesize as well. I've got my 4 nitrogen, but I'm going to spend one of them because I know I'm about to get it right back. I'm going to delete a nitrogen. I'm going to flip over one of my tokens. And I'm going to suck up this carbon over here. Oops. I guess I'm at an angle.
There we go.
All right, it works.
Not the biggest fan of Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
All right. But it works.
There we go.
It allows us to play together. That's the important thing. All right, so I went up the track, I took my nitrogen, and I am done.
All right, that was quick. Yeah. This is my first turn,
Yeah.
not from the quick sprouts.
Now you
I'm
can
on my own now.
decide. Yeah.
The training wheels are coming off.
I know.
Training wheels are on.
Yeah.
I know.
You can do whatever you want.
So I can do whatever I want. The world is my oyster or mushroom.
Your oyster mushroom, yeah.
Yeah. So looks like I still have 1 coral activation. So if I want to do that, I can activate. Looks like my Scaly Vase and refresh some of my tokens since I have the option there. But I think maybe. So to activate, what do I have to pay? I just have to pay what cost is on the mushroom town, right? So yeah, maybe I'll do that. So it feels good that I exhausted all my mushroom before I photosynthesize. So I will flip that. Oh, but then
you get
I know I get spend them somehow. Okay, so I get to flip the blue and the green one. So I'll do that. And that's it. That was my turn.
Nope.
Where
No?
you
Because
get
at the
another
bottom,
action.
you flip your 2 tokens
Yeah,
and then
and now
I
you
get to
do
do
something.
one more action. Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely do not
You
want to
made
miss
that
it.
hard
Okay,
for
that's
yourself. You've got to decide again.
I
now.
know. No, I make it even harder. So I have the blue and the green one. I feel like I want to absorb some carbon if there's anything available, but my roots are not touching anything with carbon, unless So I can't really use that. I guess you
can
know
move the
what.
carbon root.
I can move the carbon. That's right. I can move one and then absorb. So I have a seating here. So that I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move
Either
and
that,
absorb.
or you could activate this nice blue mushroom that gives us all nitrogen.
Oh, there's a thought.
Because you have one less carbon left. That you can use to
Okay.
get
Oh yeah,
yourself
you
a
do
bunch
have
of
carbon
cubes,
left as
but
well. Yeah, so you could activate another mushroom.
All right. I'm doing the generous thing here. I'll do that. Let's do that.
Talk to you into
I
it.
would like to have
Oh,
giving into the peer pressure
Yeah.
here, but I'll do it. I'll pay a carbon and flip my blue.
so that
and then
carbon goes
act-
to the mushroom, remember, because you're
Oh
trading with
yes,
the mushroom.
that's true. That's a good way to remember it. So I'm not
Mhm.
just getting resources, I'm trading with the mushroom here. So pay that carbon. So all right, so I get 2 nitrogen and each of you get a phosphorus. Oh, nitrogen too.
Yeah.
And I get 2 additional phosphorus. All right.
Lovely.
All right. I hope everyone is happy.
Very happy.
Awesome.
Very good. All right. Anything else that I missed? I think that's all I get to do with activate, right?
Yep.
All right. So that's my turn.
well, Tay's obviously playing nicely, so clearly it behoves me not to. So I am going to activate, and I am going to flip over my red token to do that. And then not activate, sorry, absorb. I'm going to absorb the carbon on this mushroom, which I need to move 1 space. I will pay a nitrogen for the second part of my absorb action, and then to move the carbon, I will flip my blue over to move it 1 additional space. So that was a total of 2 tokens and 1 nitrogen, which puts it there. And that will then move me up the carbon track again. And on the next level, I get free route.
Okay.
I'm going to take that free route and I am going to put it on to the thing that I've already made a tree, because I know that that's going to that's going to score.
Yeah, additional
Good
mushroom.
thinking.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'll just pop that there. Okay, and that's my turn. And
Excellent.
I'll press the button.
All right. So, okay. I think I'm going to also do some absorbing.
Ooh, everyone's grabbing the carbon here.
Well, so now I've got 2 carbon on this mushroom. If there's 2 carbon there, can I absorb them both?
No.
Just 1 at a time.
Only 1 at a
No.
time.
But they're
okay.
both. I can do 1, and I'll save the other one for later. So, I
Okay.
think
Well, someone will grab it before you do.
Well, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that.
I would watch out for Mark, actually.
So okay.
That is,
So
he is the one to watch. I will
Yeah.
confirm.
good to know. Good to know.
No.
He is a more
No.
formidable
Okay.
player than I am. For sure.
I'm gonna flip over. So pay to absorb. I either flip a token or pay a cube. So I'm gonna flip this blue one, and I don't need to move, so I don't need to pay anything else. I'll move my carbon onto here, and I think that's me.
Don't forget something.
Your
Your
I've got to move
reward
up the
for absorbing
Got to
carbon.
move up the carbon track, of course. I'm the last one to move, so.
Oh, okay. Well, you get nitrogen.
I get my
that's
free
nice.
nitrogen, so I will take that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
So there we go.
Let's see. I really am set up to photosynthesize, except that I've got these 2 tokens left. So I think I'm going to get in on the absorbing action.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to flip 1 to move this carbon over here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to flip 1 and pay a cube to absorb it onto this seedling here.
Just for people who are
Oh.
watching, just to let you know, you can only move carbon if you're going to absorb it. You can't just move it.
Okay.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
You jerk.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to move it to a point where you can absorb it and then absorb it. You can't move it for a later turn.
Yeah.
Got it.
Just move all the carbon away from Mark or something like that.
Yeah.
No, we can't do that.
Yeah, well, I thought that might be coming, so I just thought I'd point it out.
Just in case, just to make clear, yeah.
We'll keep it under control here.
All right, and I have taken my tile from
Mhm.
spot number 2 on the carbon track, and I am done.
All right, I gotta jump in on the absorbing business here. So, I do have a carbon on this tile already. So looks like I should be able to flip my green. So it doesn't have to match, right? It doesn't have to match the
It
Does
does not have
carbon.
to
You
match.
can
Yeah.
flip whichever
So I can flip this, and
activation token you think is the least useful.
I'll pay a nitrogen since looks like I have a access of that. So that would allow me to absorb this carbon. And then I get to move up the carbon track. Someone moved mine. So I
Oops.
think,
Oh.
I think,
Mark always
Oh,
plays
yeah.
green.
yeah.
I always
Yeah.
play green.
Yeah. So I'm on the
So I
second
think-
Yes,
space here.
so you now, so you
Yes.
get to take.
Yeah. And the bonus tile is secret, right? I don't have to show it.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
don't.
And then
Wow.
you can
That's
spend it at any time if it's a spendable thing, or
okay.
if it's points,
Well,
you show it at the end of the game.
Yeah. This looks interesting. I'm not quite sure what it does for now, but I'll review it at the right time.
So the one that's probably the most confusing in there is one that lets you refresh all of your tokens without photosynthesizing.
Not gonna confirm or deny if that's the one that I kept.
There are also
All right.
ones that have little seed cones on them, and those are points.
Okay.
And then
that's
the
good to
rest
know.
of them have like a carbon or a phosphorus or a nitrogen or potassium. Those are
Alright.
pretty obvious.
Oh,
All right.
I am going to. Yeah, I'm going to flip over this token that I drew, which is a nitrogen, and claim it
Okay.
immediately. And then I'm going to photosynthesize, so I get to flip over all of my tokens. I'm going to cash in 2 nitrogen, so that means I will get 4 carbon. And I think I am going to discard 2 of my mushrooms.
I really like this mechanic where you can discard like bad card in your hand and draw back new cards.
Draw 2 more.
Even though I don't know if the cards are good or
Yeah.
bad at this point.
Right. But one day you will.
Yeah,
One day.
Get rid of the ones that you can't pronounce and find ones that you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. So you're done, Mark. There.
Sorry, I am done. I'll
Excellent.
press the
Cool.
end of turn thing. I apologize, Will.
No worries. Okay, so I think I'm gonna activate the short-stemmed Russula, which is here. So that allows me to absorb any 2 carbon, and I can pay to move it. So first of all, I have to flip over this one. I pay 2 carbon and a resource as well. So I think I will pay a potassium. To do that, I'm going to absorb. Does it have to go specifically to this
So it
seedling?
has to.
No.
Carbon has to be absorbed up through a root.
On that one.
So like this carbon would have to go up through this root.
Okay, but it doesn't have.
Or you could move it and then go up through that route.
Okay, but does it have to
So
be?
the first thing, Will.
Yeah.
The first thing, Will, is you have to pay the 2 carbon onto this mushroom.
Got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
then you can absorb that 2 carbon, right?
Oh, and then I could absorb that too. I should do that.
Well, you with this particular mushroom, you can absorb any 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could absorb those 2, but you could absorb any 2 carbon on the board, and you can choose to move any of those carbon as part of the absorb.
Yeah.
That
Any
you're doing.
2 following
Got
the
it.
normal rules. So you could do this one and then this
Following the
one up
normal
through
rules.
that route, and yeah.
But they can go to any seedling that I want. It doesn't have to be. Okay.
Yep. But they do have to go up through a
Good.
route.
Well, so I think I want to do this one up here onto this seedling, and I think I want to do this one as well, so I can pay. If I pay a resource, so I'll get rid of another potassium, so I can pay to move that over and then absorb that.
Hey now.
Is that good?
Hey now.
Is that allowed?
Did you just take Mark's carbon? Mark doesn't seem very
and so
happy.
now, because I've got 3 carbon on there, that now immediately turns into a lovely tree. So I'll get my tree
Wow.
onto the board
Nice.
on here and get rid of those.
You're playing this game all wrong, Will.
Well, one of us have to put up some challenge to Mark. So.
And then did you go up the track?
I did not, so I will indeed go up the track, and I get whatever is left over that
Leftover,
you guys.
That's another little bit of time pressure going up this track as you kind of get a better pick of those tiles as you go.
Yeah.
All right, so on to me. I really can't do anything but photosynthesize, but I do have 4 nice nitrogens, so I'm going to flip over my things. I'm going to discard 1, 2, 3, 4 nitrogens and take 6 carbon. Do I remember how to copy it? No, apparently not. I'm just going to drag 6 over. But that's my whole turn. I'll think about whether to discard it or not. But.
I'm gonna do similar thing as well. I'm going to photosynthesize. So I'm gonna flip over all my mushroom. So and I'm going to exchange all of this nitrogen to carbon. So I get 5 plus 2, so I get 7. And as part of my action, I get to discard some card from my hand as well. And I'm thinking I probably want to exchange this tile for a new one, since I already have a tile that gives a lot of nitrogen. So I will draw 1 back, and that's my turn.
All right.
Well, now that you've all photosynthesized, I don't feel bad about giving you nitrogen.
What?
So I am going to flip over my blue tile and activate the Sunshine Amanita here. I gain 2 nitrogen and 2 phosphorus, and you'll gain a nitrogen because I'm a generous kind of guy.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay.
So you guys will appreciate this. So I was playtesting this game pretty early on. I took it to a local convention here in DC called Washington, and John Zinzer happened to be in town. He's the head of AEG, the publisher of the game. And it was already kind of assumed to be signed with them because Mark works for them.
Yeah.
Even though it was actually in a much earlier stage than I ever would have pitched a game. Anyway, John was watching us play, and he goes, "This game needs mushrooms like those birds and wingspan that just give everybody something."
Absolutely. I mean,
that makes so much sense.
It's often everyone's favorite bird is the one that gives something to everyone. So
absolutely,
we need more. We need more cooperation and generosity from the mushrooms.
That free nitrogen is really courtesy of John Zidler and Wingspan.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so just while Elizabeth was going through that, so I am activating this Pacific Golden Chanterelle.
Ooh.
And as part
Tasty.
of that, I get to
Tasty, did you say?
I did. I love
wow.
My red token, I think there. So, and as well, I can also that's all good. I think I'm done. Don't need to do any...
Okay.
Or no, does that count spending a carbon? Putting it on the... Does that move me up the carbon track?
No, you have to absorb.
Absorb. I'll get the hang of this eventually.
From there.
I'll get the hang of it.
Don't get greedy.
Right.
No.
I'm gonna look at where I'm at. So I have access to any green mushroom on the board with my suede bolete. And I have access to double absorb with this Russula, but what a terrible idea. Really, I need more cubes though.
Resources.
And I need more nutrients. I think I'm going to activate that suede bolide again. Down there.
Ooh.
Which flips over my green. And I'm going to use it to get 4 cubes of my choice.
That's a really smart way of
stuff.
getting to that town. I like that.
Definitely want to make more seedlings. And I want a potassium to match my other potassium. And maybe for the 4th thing, I'll take some nitrogen and work on making more carbon in the future. All right, I'm done.
All right. Sounds like you have a plan.
Sort of.
All right, back to my turn. So I would like to get into this business of exchanging 2 carbon for 4 resources because I do need different kind of resources. So in order to do that, I am going to reproduce. And before I reproduce, I get to discard a resource to place a tile. Oop, don't want to do that. So I'm gonna. I had a nitrogen, so I'm gonna spend that nitrogen, and then I will place a tiles, the one that give me phosphorus, because looks like, and potassium. All right, could use some of these resources. And I'm gonna selfishly keep it at this corner where I have access, so I'll take that. And then, so that was the place action. And then to reproduce, I need to pay a carbon and 2 phosphorus to the supply. And I get to play a seeding and a root. Okay. Let's see. So I want to get in here. Maybe I'll place it in between. So I get to both. Yeah. Are the roots supposed to be limited for each player?
Yeah, there's only 18 roots.
Okay. That's
so in
good
practice, you should never really need that many.
Okay. And that's my turn.
All right.
I am a little resource starved. In this game. I need a way to get hold of that. I was maybe a bit over enthusiastic with my discarding there when I photosynthesized.
I just assume you spent all your nitrogen. Maybe you should think about keeping some of those. Oh yeah. I think I also photosynthesize and make 6 carbon 1, so I'm going to move up this track 1 time.
Oh yeah, I think that got lost when we crashed.
Yeah.
Have we all done it at this point? I've definitely done it once.
I think only me and Will has done it.
I definitely have done it. So.
Okay.
But Mark has not.
Yeah.
I've absorbed 3 times, so. Okay. I need to think of a plan here, a cunning plan.
Mark. Turning the brain here.
I am going to reproduce and pay 1. Yeah, I don't have a lot of access to resources, so I need to maximize what I've got. So I'm going to pay a carbon, 2 phosphorus, and a nitrogen to reproduce, placing a mushroom. I'm going to put the red bleeding milk cap here, and I'm going to put my seedling here.
Ooh, another big point mushroom.
Thanks, Mark.
Wow. I don't know if we can get to it yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
so this mushroom just became worth 1 more point.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. It's
now
nice.
worth 4 because it's got a base of 2 and then 1 for each of the the guild mushrooms that's around it.
Okay, and that's my turn.
Okay. I think I'm also a little bit short on resources, so I might try Might need to try and get some of these
Yeah.
through this one, but I don't have that token, so I've gotta make money to spend money or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta spend carbon to
Something
make
like
carbon.
that.
Yeah. I feel like it would be a waste to not do some absorbing.
Yeah.
Use this extra token. So I think I will do that. I will flip over this token, and I can absorb this carbon into here. I also have to spend a resource. So I'll spend. I think I'll spend a phosphorus. And I move up the carbon track for doing so. Let's go and do that. And that gives me another route to put down. So I'm going to put that over here. Because I've already got...
Oh, you got
I've got
4.
my tree there. Oh, don't want to knock my tree over. There we go. And now I've got... My tree is finished with all of its roots.
That's a very complete tree.
10 points at the end of the game.
Lovely.
Oh, wow.
That's
All
what I like
those
to hear.
Points on them.
Good. Just like I
Alright.
planned.
Well done.
All
Works out
right.
quite well.
I've got all this stuff here.
Stuff.
So I'm gonna spend some of it. I'm gonna put out another seedling. So I'm gonna spend a carbon and 2 phosphorus. And I think I'll spend a potassium to put out this other mushroom.
Oh, another one. Even more points.
Oh, wow. More potassium.
Nice.
And I'm gonna put a seedling right here.
Oh, wow. Now that mushroom tile is worth, what, 5 points now?
Yes, it is.
All right. Need to get a
Who wants
seedling
to
over
get
there.
in on that last corner?
How did I get on that?
Space is running out.
Yeah. And
I need to not be on.
and this, wow, I might be behind here because I don't have resources to do that.
I'm with you there. Don't worry.
Yeah. Need to beat Mark to it, hopefully. All right. Was that your turn?
That is my turn. I'm done.
Okay, great. So I guess I will need to jump on the resource train. So I'm going to activate this bolete. So I get to flip over my green tile and spend 2 carbon on mushroom, trading with the mushroom. And I get to get 4 resources. In that case, if I need to build seeding, I need phosphorus. I think I'm gonna get 2 phosphorus and 2 potassium, just kind of keep it balanced. And I believe that's it. All right.
I am going to activate this to flip my red, to flip over my blue and my yellow. My yellow is already flipped, and I'm going to flip over my blue again. And I'm going to activate this mushroom again and gain 2 nitrogen, 2 phosphorus, and everybody else.
Okay. I get a
Everybody
nitrogen.
gets a nitrogen.
Take it.
There we go.
Loving it.
Okay. So I've used all my tokens, so I think it's probably time to photosynthesize. So we'll flip those all over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get 2 carbon. I feel like I've got loads of carbon. I almost don't know what to do with it. And yeah, I think I do. I think I will spend these 4 nitrogen. So thank you, Mark, for giving me that nitrogen.
You're welcome.
And now that's another turn of 6 carbon. I need more. Need more space on my board for all this carbon. But I will also get to move up on the goal. So I'll do that.
And any remaining resources are worth points too, right?
Yeah, it's 1 point for every 2,
Oh, okay, including carbon.
including carbon.
Okay, very good.
I'm well set then. All right, I'm all done.
Oh, I just drew a good mushroom. I had forgotten to draw at the end of my last turn. I'm going to activate the mushroom I just put out. So I'm going to flip my red gills token, and I'm going to pay a carbon over here. And everybody gets a purple potassium.
Nice.
All right,
I
take
get
that.
mission and 3 potassiums. 1, 2, 3. All done.
All right. I'm gonna stick with my plan here and get on the 5 points mushroom towel before it's
Damn it.
out. So
Too
I have
slow.
to reproduce. So to reproduce, again, I get to place a tile. Oh, this is gonna be so good, Elizabeth. You're gonna love this. I'm gonna spend a potassium to place a golden web cap. And guess
No,
where
don't
I'm
do
gonna
it. Don't
place
do
it?
It's okay down here.
Don't do it. Don't. You're giving Elizabeth points. Don't do it.
I mean, basically, we can monopolize on this, which is fine.
Wow. I feel so left
All
out.
right.
She's got two. She's got two. She's got 2 seedlings there, though. We've only got 1 each.
Right.
Hey,
But I do gain 5 more points than you by you putting.
I do
them.
need to
Well,
gain something for
really
myself.
just 1 more.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So
more,
to
yeah.
reproduce, I need to pay a carbon, which I have, and 2 phosphorus, which I also have, and then I get to play 1 seed here, and 1 root, and let's see, turn this, and
If it makes you feel better, Mark, I had 1 I was going to put there if Tay didn't.
we can help each other out.
Well,
no problem with that. And I'll
I
draw back.
was hoping to. I was hoping to double up there, but as soon as you played the additional seedling and played another mushroom out, I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Gotta jump on the train.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
that was my turn.
too quick.
Yes.
So now I need plan B. I definitely need plan B. So plan B is I think reproduce.
There you go.
Somewhere else. Okay, so I'm going to put another ceiling down. I think it's going to go here. And I think I'm going to put root down here.
I guess we do have only 6 seeding, so
right. You can't just keep putting your stuff out forever, or the game might never end.
Got to put them in
we
the
got to
right
be
spot.
strategic where we place them. Okay.
Yeah, that's my excuse.
Spreading out. I'm on 4 rows now.
I believe I got a double up, so I'm still on 3.
Oops.
Okay. I'm going to use a Zealous Belit. So flip over my green.
Belit.
I flipped over, yeah. And I pay 2 carbon, which I've got a lot of. That's going to go on mushroom, and then I get to take 4 of any resource. So I think I'm going to take 2 phosphorus and 2 nitrogen, just for a bit of balance.
Oh, back to me already.
Yeah.
I want to get some roots out. And my question is, do I also want... Yes, I'm going to put out this other mushroom as well.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of mushroom in that corner.
It's a good one.
Oh, why is that?
There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Is that an actual
Um,
mushroom behavior where all the same type just grow in the same area?
Oh, that's a good question. There are kind of
Have you-
seasons where that happens of like here in DC in August, all the boletes come out with they're all the ones
Yeah.
with the pores instead
Yeah.
of gills.
It's very gill heavy here.
Yeah,
Interesting.
exactly. All right, so I have to pay for that. So I'm paying 2 potassium and a carbon for the roots, and I'm going to pay a nitrogen for the mushroom because it's going to give me an extra carbon when I photosynthesize now. So the way
Okay.
these ongoing mushrooms work is once you have one root on it, you get that power. Having additional roots on it does you no good.
Okay.
Got it.
But I am now getting +1 carbon every time I photosynthesize.
Okay.
Which maybe is not so great because I don't know how many more times I'm going to need to photosynthesize, but I don't know.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Indeed.
Oh, so I put out that one root, but I didn't put
Yeah.
out one more.
Oh, you have
Or
another
put out
one.
one
Yep,
more
you get a
root.
place
Yeah.
too.
Go ahead and get one on here.
All right.
Oops, we both turned it at the same time.
Oh, sorry. Trying to help.
All right. Is that done?
Oh, I got
All
a
right.
thing. Yep. There you go.
Yep. I'm feeling I need to absorb some carbon. Feel like we have an excess of carbon on the board here.
Yeah, there is a
Yeah,
lot.
we really do.
I know. We'll try to release off the forest of some carbon, here. And so I only get to absorb 1 carbon at a time. Is that correct?
Correct. Unless you use this one mushroom that's out right now that lets you do 2 at a time.
Which I don't have access to,
What a shame.
unfortunately.
What a shame.
I know. I feel like that's a really good one. I mean, I do have some that absorb 2, but they're not as good. In any case, that's fine. So what do I do to absorb? I turn one button and pay 1 resource. So
Correct.
I can turn one of the coral one and then pay a nitrogen so that I can absorb this carbon here onto my central trees. And then because I did that, I get to move up the carbon track and place a root. So in that case, where do I want to go? Probably in the central one because I want to score all 4 mushroom here. And yeah, pretty happy with that.
Nice.
All right.
I'm going to absorb. I'm going to flip my yellow token and pay 1 nitrogen. And I am going to absorb off the same mushroom you did onto here.
Ooh, okay.
And then that will move me up the carbon track, which I want to do so I get the first choice of the next set of tokens.
I see Mark was trying to
Yeah.
rush for that.
Try it. Well, I'm trying to be ahead of something like I'm behind on everything else. So, oh boy.
Oh, is that a good?
That's not
Not what you were hoping for.
Not really. Not so much. I hate leaving you guys that. Oh well. Oh well, I'm going to take this.
Now I'm intrigued to go get that.
Better
thing.
rush
Yeah.
for that now. Oh, it's definitely tempting.
Of course, I could be bluffing and just trying to.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure you are. Well, I'll find that out. We'll see. I'm going to activate this short-stemmed rustler again. So flip over that token and then pay 2 carbon.
Yeah.
Onto the mushroom and then also pay a resource. So I'll get rid of a nitrogen. And that allows me to absorb 2 carbon from anywhere. But I think
that's such a good power.
I will just take these 2 onto this one. And then now I've got 3 carbon on there. Those will come off.
Ooh.
And I get my second tree.
Is it just me? I feel like Will is doing really well with 2 trees.
I don't feel like I am.
Well, that tree only has 1 root, so
Yeah,
that tree is
okay.
currently worth 2 points.
Okay.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. That's
Don't
just
give Will
all
tips
part of
here.
the plan.
No.
That's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And since I absorbed carbon, that
Yeah.
means I get to move up on the carbon track. So now I get to look in here.
Yeah.
And I get to see. Okay. 2 of these are interesting. I'll pick this one.
Well, I wonder what you did.
Yeah, I wonder what I did. Well,
I know what you did.
yeah, and I'm
But they
gonna
don't know.
I'm gonna know what the next person is doing as well.
What is going on?
But there we go.
Intriguing.
That's my turn. That's my turn done.
Okay.
Alright.
All the
I am
tabletop
also
confused
going to
people.
absorb. Oh. But what? Oh. What do I want to spend? What do I actually want? Definitely want more roots eventually, but I'll come back for them. Okay. I'm just gonna flip this yellow and spend a potassium to absorb, and I'm gonna suck this one up right here, which moves me up over here, which gives me a root, which I'm gonna put on the one that just absorbed. I'm realizing that as great as that seedling looks, it's actually kind of hard to get carbon for it.
You win some, you lose
mushrooms
some.
around it
That's a good
don't
point.
actually cost carbon.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pay. I don't know. You guys know where it is. All right.
All right. So I have a blue cap and a red cap here. I do want to get some resources. Yeah, I was actually at one point thinking I want to activate this again, but that's the design of the game. I can't just keep milking this mushroom. That's really good here.
Exactly.
Okay, so now I gotta get creative how to get my other resources. And then I think my next bet is maybe activate this so that I can refresh my green so that I can activate that again. I kind of like it. So I'm going to activate this fly a Garrick. So a Garrick. So I'm going to flip a Garrick. So I'm going to flip over my blue, pay a carbon, and then I get a nitrogen and a phosphorus. And I get to flip over my green. Okay. Pretty happy with that. Yeah. That's my turn.
All right.
Well, I have no tokens. I've got 1 potassium and 1 nitrogen and 1 carbon. So I am going to flip over this token I took last time, which is potassium. And I'm going to use that potassium and that carbon. And I am going to put some roots down. I'm going to put 1 here, 1 here. Yeah, that, and like that.
Nice.
And that is me.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to reproduce. So that costs me 1 carbon, 2 phosphorus, and I'm also going to pay another nitrogen to let me play a mushroom. I'm going to play a mushroom down here. This is the gassy web cap, and I'm going to put my seedling right next to it.
That is a sweet spot.
Hey,
Elizabeth approved there.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I mean, I don't know if you have time to get it built up, but
we'll see.
that's a lot of points right there.
And I'm going to point onto that one. There we go. And yeah, that's
Okay.
done. Cool.
I am really debating between just keeping on the absorbing versus do I want to spend my stuff or not. Yeah, I think I'm going to absorb one more time. So I'm going to flip this blue. I'm going to spend my potassium. And I'm going to absorb... You know what? While I've got this extra green, I'm going to... Yeah, I can... Wait, where do I have my roots? They're hard to see on here. Yeah, I can flip this extra green because I'm going to photosynthesize next turn. So I'm going to move this carbon over here and then absorb it onto here because this is a more valuable seedling.
Could have taken that last turn. I would have taken it.
You're ahead of Mark here. Very good.
And I'm going to move my token up here. And
Keep
I
forgetting my
get a
end of turn button.
tile. Oh, I don't know what you guys were complaining about.
I
It's
wasn't
all
complaining.
good.
There was no complaining.
They were just all the same. All right.
All right. So my turn then.
Your turn.
All right. I'm slowly getting what you are doing here. I am a little bit behind, but it looks like, yeah, you want to play root on High Point Mushroom, but you got to have High Point Mushroom first.
Right, but much
so-
like in Wingspan, some of the high point mushrooms, their powers aren't quite as good.
Yeah.
So it's you want to be on
All
some
right.
low point mushrooms too, so that you have good stuff to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, I will try to catch up here. So
I'm gonna
I
grab some
think
water,
I
I'll
will
be right
do.
back.
All right. I will do some partnering. So before I do that, I'll spend a phosphorus to place this mushroom here. So this mushroom also has a variable scoring here.
Oh,
So potentially I can score up to 4 points, hopefully.
nice.
Yep.
That would be my catch up here. So
Looks good.
I place that mushroom, and then as part of my partner action, I get to. Oh, wait a second! I actually cannot do partner because I do not have any carbon. Take that
Oh.
back. Yeah.
Well, you got two.
Oh,
on
I
the
do
side.
have two. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
You're good.
All
Or
right,
just hide it.
good to know. All right, I will pay a carbon and 2 potassium, so that I get to place 2 roots. So 1 in the new tile, of course, and then another one. I want to point it to some big points tile, which is, I guess, 3 points the best I can do here. And I'll do that.
Nice.
I believe that's my turn. And I get to draw back up to
Okay.
3. Yeah.
I am going to photosynthesize, so I'm going to flip over all my tokens. I'm going to pay no nitrogen. I'm just going to get 2 carbon. I think I have 1 option. Yeah. So I'm going to get 2 carbon, and then I am going to discard 1, 2, 3. Discard all 3 of my mushrooms.
Okay.
See if I can get something that's going to help me a bit more. So
I feel like Mark is digging for some good card here.
Mm.
It's me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I will. I'm going to activate this gassy web cap that I just played. So I'll flip over my blue. That then lets me flip over the green and the red, and I can take another action. And I'm going to take. I'm going to take the action of this one that I can't even read because there's too much carbon on it. The Zealous Elite.
That's the bullied.
I'm
Yeah.
about to add even more carbon to it, so flip that one over.
Carbon overload.
It gets 2 carbon onto there, and I get to take, as part of that, any resources I like. So I'm going to take a couple of phosphorus and a couple of nitrogen.
Yeah.
And that's my turn.
Okay. I need to photosynthesize. And I have 3 nitrogen, but I have my +1, so I get 6 carbon. And really, Tay, you could go.
Okay. Yeah. So I only have the red mushroom to activate. So I'm looking at what I can do here. I think lately I need to photosynthesize too to get some carbon, but is there any way I can get some nitrogen before I do that? I'll need the blue mushroom there, but I don't have it. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and photosynthesize as well. So I'm going to convert 1 nitrogen to a carbon. So I get 3. And as part of my action, I also get to discard some card. So I'm going to do the mark here and dig for some big point mushroom.
No birds in this game.
I know. I almost say bird.
It's not true to say there's no birds in this game.
Oh.
Fun fact.
So the goal cards, as one of our stretch goals, we got Beth Sobel to, instead of just having them as they are in this version, goal A, goal B, goal C, we decided that we would have each goal card named after an animal that lives in the forests of the Pacific Northwest where this is set. So we have the Whiskey Jack or Canada Jay. We have the
red crossbill.
Which other birds we've got? We've got the red crossbill, and we've got the grouse, right? The
city grouse.
I think we've got grouse, is it, or something
which
like
Mark
that?
and I saw when we were hiking together.
That's
back
amazing.
in September.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Oh,
it's amazing.
So the fun story, and you should check the videos out for this. But when we sat down to play in the woods, the Whiskey Jacks actually flew down onto the table we were playing and watched us play.
Wow.
Amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, you can plan
And there's
that.
actually a video of that.
Yeah.
I am going to absorb. I'm going to flip over my blue. I'm going to absorb here. I'm going to pay the nitrogen. Like that. I'm going to move up the track. That will get me a resource, which will be a phosphorus. And I am done.
Excellent. Okay, I am going to partner. So I'm going to pay these 2 potassiums and a carbon, and sort of thinking about playing another mushroom. I think I will do that. So I'll get rid of a nitrogen, and I'm going to play. Yeah, I think I'll play this one. I'm going to put it up here next to my tree that I've already got down. If it wants to go down, I'll let you sort that out. And I get to play 2 roots as well. So
Got it.
I'm going to then very handily go and place my roots down next to this tree so I can score some points there.
Look, the bolete next to each other again.
Like I planned it.
Yeah, you totally did.
There. And there we go. I think that's everything for that.
So that king bolete is the one that you guys might know as porcini.
Ah, okay.
Culinarily delicious edible mushroom.
There we go.
I'm gonna do the double absorb, guys. Put my red and put 2 carbon here. And it also costs a cube. I'm gonna delete that. And I'm going to absorb 1 here. And I'm going to flip my yellow to move 1 over here and absorb it there. And I believe that's a stack of 3.
Nice.
Indeed.
2, 3. That is my only seedling that I really cared about making.
Yeah.
Hopefully that would carry you the game.
Okay.
And because I absorbed, I move up here.
Get a free resource.
And I get a resource.
All right. I think I'm getting the hint here that I need to move up the carbon track too. So I think I need to do some absorbing too. Do I have 2 carbon here? So if I add 1 more here, I should get a tree. So I will do the absorb action as well. So I just have to flip and pay a resource. So in this case, so you can't pay carbon. Okay. So before I do that, I need to get some resources. So back to the drawing board. I am going to get 4 resources somewhere. I think
you can do this one and give everyone a nitrogen.
Is everyone just trying to convince me to do that? You know what?
For you,
I really don't mind because this is fun. So I will activate that mushroom. Flip that. Pay a carbon here, and then I get 2 nitrogen, 2 phosphorus, and everyone get a nitrogen.
Nice.
And that is my turn.
I am going to flip over my. Let's see. I'm going to flip over my yellow and pay that nitrogen that you just gave me to absorb. I'm going to have to move it, so I'm going to flip over my white green. I'm going to move this to here, 1 space, and onto this seedling. I will then move the track.
Oh my!
These 4. Search. I will take this, and I am done.
Okay. Right. I probably going to need to synthesize soon. But I'm going to spend a bit of carbon before I do that. So I think this. That one I can't use. I could do. Yeah, I think I'll reproduce first. Actually, get another seedling down. So that's 2 phosphorus and a carbon. And where is a good space to put it? Where is some nice, valuable?
Look for the big point mushroom.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It's too bad this one's already full.
And don't forget about the goal about spreading out your seedlings.
That's true. Yeah, so I've already got 1, 2, 3. Oh. Yeah, so that is a good point.
Or you can compromise on that goal to score more points on your mushrooms.
Right.
I think
tough call.
Yeah, I think I might be able to do both here. So I'm going to put my seedling up here.
Yeah.
And then I can put a root down, pointing towards 4 points. Do I actually? Might put it here actually, because there's better chance of being able to get carbon from this way. So
that's good thinking. I like
There's
it.
a big pile of it right here.
I know.
There's a big pile of it right here, so I'll probably be able to grab hold of that. Okay, and that's the end of my turn.
Oh, that means it's me.
Yes.
I'm gonna flip over my green and do my bolete copying down here to get 4 resources. I think I'm gonna take this pile of resources that are sitting right here from us discarding them on other turns. I want 2 phosphorus and 2 potassium. All right, that's it.
All right.
I'm just saying, are you noticing the person who's not doing anything to share the resources with anybody here?
Wow, who's that?
well, I feel like we're all giving each other resources, but
I gave you guys all a potassium. Some of these roots on here because of me.
Okay.
Once, Elizabeth, once.
All right, I am behind on the carbon track, so no doubt I need to move that up. So I'm going to do the absorb action. So I will flip over this coral and then pay a resource. In this case, I'll pay a phosphorus so that I can absorb this carbon, which get me to tree 3. So I get a tree. I like that. So let's see, where is my tree? My first tree in the forest. Very happy about that. And I get to move up and get the last tile here.
I wonder what it
And
is.
I wonder what that is. Everyone is so excited
what it
about.
is.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
Nice.
Okay, I am going to take that phosphorus I was given and flip over my last tile, which is also phosphorus, and pay the carbon. And so that'll be 2 carbon and phosphorus. And I'm going to put this here with a route pointing this way.
Nice.
No.
What?
I don't know how good that's going to be, but yeah.
I mean, there's so many points.
I just need that mushroom because I have so much red going on over here. That, like,
I know you do.
Right.
Oh,
We
Mark knows.
We just need them to block each other, and then we'll be doing
Yeah.
all right here, Tay. So that's the
Okay,
approach.
let's do that.
Okay, I'm gonna activate the short-stemmed russula. So flip over my reds, pay 2 carbon, put them on there, and also pay 1 of these. And I can then absorb 2 carbon. And when I pay, I can pay with a token as well as I can flip over something as well as pay a token. So, or pay a resource. So I'll flip over my yellow and pay a nitrogen. And then I can move 2 carbon and absorb it into this one.
Can you move 2? Yeah. I guess
so.
you can move as many carbon as you want in the turn.
Yeah. Well, so
nope, just 1.
Oh, can I only move 1?
Yeah.
That's. Oh wait, sorry. Are you using?
Because I'm using this
mushroom?
one.
Oh, so sorry. So for the 2 that you're absorbing, you can move them as much as you need to move them.
Good.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Good. That was my master plan. So.
There's always we talked about it earlier that people always want to like absorb more than one just with the basic absorbing.
Yeah. All right, so I've done that, and I'm all done.
All right.
I don't need Mark's stupid spot because I have my own mushroom.
Oh no!
I'm gonna play some roots instead. So I'm gonna flip this around and stick it here.
Everyone has a big point mushroom here, and that's very nice.
So I'm paying a carbon, and I'm paying 2 potassiums, and I'll pay a phosphorus. And I'm gonna put out 2 roots. And those roots are gonna go where? One's definitely going on here. Oh, that mushroom is not lying flat on the table.
Yeah,
I got you.
Okay.
So one of these is going.
Hold on.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. That's going there, so that I can flip my red back. Oh, but it's green, and I already used my green. Shit. That's why I wanted the blue.
Uh-oh.
Do I take this all back? I think I do. I'm sorry. You have to unlock that tile. Alright, so I had spent 2 potassium and a phosphorus, but what I'm going to spend is 2 phosphorus and a 3rd phosphorus. And I'm going to... No, I don't need to spend a 3rd phosphorus. I'm just going out here in the wasteland because all I want is to flip my stupid tokens back before I have to finish. This might be stupid, but it's what
I mean, you can always add more mushroom over that corner, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time.
Mark is leading the pack with the carbon track here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not winning this game at all though, because I'm really on getting access to carbon. So I think that's going to do for me in this game. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
The other reason I was willing to just randomly place that out there is because of this goal about spreading out and having
That's a good
point.
It's 3 points just to put out my 5th.
Yeah,
seedlings.
that's what I was thinking as well.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yes.
It is.
Okay. Doesn't seem like it, but I do have the next few turn planned out. I will activate this bleed by flipping my green and paying 2 carbon. Even though it's hard to see what it does anymore, I do get 4 resources. In that case, I will take. I think I will take 2 potassium and 2 nitrogen, and actually 1 nitrogen and 1 phosphorus. Okay, and I believe that's it. That's my activate.
So, tabletop simulator tip: if you hover over a part of that mushroom that isn't covered with carbon, and then press either Alt or Option, it will just show you
zoom in.
Yeah,
mushroom.
That is helpful. All right.
Okay. Actually, this is what I've been dying to show in this game. So it's really the only thing I do. So no, it's nothing. It's nothing powerful. It's just one of the fun things you can do that I've been trying to sell. So I'm going to flip my red activation token to activate this mushroom here, which flips over my blue activation token and my yellow activation token. Then I'm gonna flip over my. Got this right?
Your blue. If I'm guessing right.
Flip over my blue, flip over my green, and my red. So I've now gone from 1 token to 3. Then
very nice.
I'm going to
flip. You still get another action.
Oh wow!
I get another action, and then I'm going to flip over my green, and I'm going to put a token, a carbon here, I think, to copy something. And I am going to copy King Elite up top, so I get 2 phosphorus, 2 potassium, and everybody else gets a phosphorus.
Oh, I like that.
Mark?
Or as we said in our playtest, a phosphorus.
A phosphorus?
A phosphorus.
I like it.
A phosphor. Oh, that's nice.
A phos for all of us.
Yep.
And that's my turn.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm all out of my tokens, so I'm going to photosynthesize, flip those all over, discard nitrogen, so I get 3 carbon. And I'm going to do what you guys have been doing as well, get rid of my mushrooms and see if I can find something better.
I think that's smart.
So draw 3 more. And that's the end of my turn.
Alright. I'm going to make some roots.
That looks quite nice.
These out here. Alright. These roots are going on this fancy mushroom. And do I care about these 2? Maybe this one. I just want the points at this point. Oops.
I do have a feeling we are going into late game here, so maybe points.
Yeah.
It's gonna be important.
Alright, that's it.
Alright. I will do some. Let's see, what do I have? I think I want to absorb. So I get to flip my last token here and then pay a phosphorus to absorb 1 of the carbon. And in that case, where do I have carbon? I think here. So much carbon. And I have a seeding here. So I'm going to absorb this 1. And after I absorb, I get to move up the carbon track and get a free resource. In that case, I'm going to get a nitrogen And that's my turn.
Nice.
I'm going to flip my yellow to flip over my blue and green. Then I'm going to flip over my blue to absorb. And I'm going to flip over my red to move. And I'm going to move the carbon one spot to here, onto there. I'm going to pay a potassium, that was the other part of that cost, which is going to move me here, which will get me an additional route, which is going to go to, it's going to go here, like that, and that's my turn.
All right.
I'm going to activate my King Belit up here. So flip over my green, pay a carbon onto
The mushroom.
There we go. And then I get 2 phosphorus and 2 potassium, and everyone else gets 1 phosphorus.
All right. Take
You're
that.
welcome. There we go.
All right. I'm going to flip my blue to get back my green and red. And then I'm going to flip my green and pay phosphorus that somebody gave me to absorb 1 of this giant pile of carbon. How do I tell how many are in my stack? That's just 2.
You have 2 over there.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't say when I hover for some reason.
Yeah, you have to take a sight wheel to get it.
Yeah. And I'm going to move up here, and I'm going to look at these. You can go ahead, though.
Okay. My turn is simple. I'm going to photosynthesize, so I'm going to convert all 4 nitrogen to carbon, so I get 6 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I get to flip all my mushroom, and I get to achieve my goal 1 more time because I made 6.
Nice.
And as an action, I get to discard some cards. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to discard 2 of this. I mean, here's a good question. What if the draw pile run out? What happens?
You can shuffle them.
Okay.
Reshuffle.
All right. Reshuffle. That's my turn.
I don't think.
I am going to flip my blue to flip over my green and red. I'm going to flip my red to flip over my yellow. Is that right? Yellow to flip over my green. I get back to 4 again. Oh, sorry, I flipped over the wrong ones. My bad. So I flip over my red to get my yellow and blue. I've completely lost track of what I was doing now.
I think that's okay.
Backtrack.
The shell game is going on over there, Mark.
Yeah.
I know. I know. It's,
Yeah.
well, I know I can get back to 3. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
figure. There is a way to do it.
I think
so
yeah.
I flip my yellow. I flip my yellow to get my green. And oh no, the green's already flipped. That's why I'm confused.
That's the
So
problem.
on Tabletop Simulator, this green
It
looks
looks
like grey.
It looks
I know.
the
I've
same.
been noticing
Where?
that too.
I can't tell which way it
That's what
is.
it is.
In the
Yeah.
samples that we got, they're not that similar. It's not.
Might just be
So
tabletop.
that's why I'm getting confused. I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I only getting 2? It's a tabletop thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got 3. And I am then going to pay 1 phosphorus, and I am going to absorb this onto here, which moves me up the carbon track.
I was going to take that.
Which
Is that the end of the game? Dempsey?
No, the end is
Oh,
when
is
I
it
go
one
next
more?
time.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, panic.
So I get a carbon.
Yeah.
Got to do everything.
The end is close.
Yeah,
I got so much to do.
I know. Does feel like
So much hope.
Does feel that way.
So much aspiration.
Oh dear.
So
to
many
finish.
aspirations. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only got 2 on there, right? I haven't got 3.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I was playing top-down mode, so I can't see what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now did I flip that green? I can't even tell when I've.
Nope. Yep, you got it now.
Yeah.
Okay, I flipped it now. Right, good.
Cool.
All right.
All right. Is it on to me?
Yep.
I'm going to partner. So I'm going to get rid of 2 potassium and a carbon, and I'm also going to get rid of a phosphorus so that I can play another mushroom. I'm going to play this Scarlatina bolete, so I'm just getting all the boletes down.
Everyone just playing 4-point mushrooms, so nice.
And as part of the partner, I then get to add 2 roots on there. So I'm going to put 1 pointing towards this 4-point mushroom and 1 pointing towards this 4-point mushroom.
Well play.
And that's the end of my turn.
All right. I'm gonna flip a thing, and I'm going to delete nitrogen to absorb a 3rd carbon, which I'm just gonna take it off along with those 2 and make a tree.
Nice.
Which is thinking about falling over, but it seems to be staying up.
Yeah.
It's just holding on.
And then I get a root carbon track, which guess where I'm going to put it? On my new tree.
All right.
And I'm done.
All right. I think I need to get on the carbon absorbing here. But certainly going to take a different route here. I'm going to wait. Oh, I don't have a root here. I think I need to build some roots. I want to use this, so I will partner then by paying a carbon. Let's see. So I pay a carbon. Oh, not all of you. So I'm going to pay 1 carbon and 2 potassium. And I get to place 2 roots. And I want to place one of them here so that I can use this mushroom. And another one here so I can score this mushroom for different purpose. And as an option, I also get to place a tile. I think I might as well, even though I don't know if I get to score off this mushroom. But I also have a 4-point mushroom, just to show it off a little. So I'm going to place it.
Everybody's doing it.
I know. Everybody's doing it. I got to do something. So I'm going to place it here too. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Might need Mark's help here.
Mark,
but
what's your trick for making the tile go to the bottom?
I know, but I'm done with my turn.
There you go.
Nice.
All right.
So I am going to flip over my green, flip over my red, and my green. Flip over my blue to flip over my red and my green. I am then going to using the wrong order. I left myself with the wrong things. It's okay. I am going to. I have 3 available. So I am going to pay 1 phosphorus. Oh, no. I'm going to pay 1 potassium to absorb. And I am going to flip my green, my red, so I can move it 1 space and move it to here.
Another tree.
Which makes another tree here. And I go up the carbon track, which is going to end the game. I will
Oh,
move to this spot here.
So we're gonna
Or
finish
trigger
the
the end of the
round.
game, I should say.
Yeah, we're gonna finish the round, which started with Tay, and then we
So
all
that
get one
means-
more turn.
Okay.
So Tay, you get one more turn.
okay. Because
And everyone
I'm the
else
first
gets-
player.
Mhm.
Does it
Yeah.
end with Mark though? Oh no.
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 So we finished the round, so it goes to
Okay.
Elizabeth, and then everybody
Okay.
gets one more turn.
Okay.
Okay,
So then
okay.
everyone
I got a tree.
over the whole game, everyone gets the same number of turns.
Correct.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I will have 2 turns. You're telling me.
No,
You've
No,
only got
you'll
one.
have
I have 1. Okay.
you already
okay.
had your one turn for this
Okay.
round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Mark went. So Will and I each get a turn for
Yeah.
this round,
Oh.
and then
All right. Make it
everybody else.
count.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can,
Make
but
it count.
I'll give it a go. Okay, so I think I'm going to absorb. So to do that, I flip over any token. I'll flip over the yellow and pay a resource. Pay the phosphorus, and I can move from here by paying another phosphorus, and then absorb it into here. That's now got 3, so I have to get rid of those and put another tree down.
Last minute treat.
Oh
I
yeah.
like it.
Well, I'm being rushed now, so it's now or never. So
make it count.
absolutely. So okay, that's me.
All right.
Done.
I'm not gonna be able to
Tree
get
to
any
done.
carbon onto it, but I am gonna make a seedling. Just because having my 6th one out and having them all spread out is worth
Yeah.
or more points than having
That's a good
5
point.
out. So that is that, and I have to pay a carbon and 2 phosphorus. And I am done.
All right. My last turn, clear as sky. Wish I have more turns, but I think I just need to absorb some carbon here. So to do that, I just need to flip any of my mushroom and pay any resource. So I'll pay a phosphorus here. And I will absorb 1 carbon here. Wait, I can only absorb 1, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you use the
Yeah,
mushroom
I
then.
know. Oh, wait a second.
The short stem Russula.
Yeah. That was my turn. That was my goal or my plan. I need to use that mushroom there. So actually take that
Do you
back.
have the 2
so-
carbon for it?
I do.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
Thank
you
you
do.
for
Just-
looking
it's
out
just
for
spread
me.
out, yeah.
So that was my whole plan. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to activate this mushroom here that allow me to copy the grill one. So I turn over this, right? And then I'm going to copy this that allow me to absorb 2, but I pay the carbon here. So I pay 2 carbon here. And then I get to absorb 2. So 1 is going to be here. So I get 2 carbon here. And then we'll worry about that. And then I want to get the 5 points here. So I need to flip another thing to move the carbon here. And then I absorb the 2nd carbon here. So I get to score that 5 points. And then I move up the track. And I get the last tile here. And that's my last turn.
So I've just been mathing this out. I think I have a variety of ways to get 3 points out of my last turn.
All right, pick your favorite.
Yeah.
That's not
But I
bad.
can't figure out a way to get more than 3 points. So I can partner and put another mushroom down here and make both of these 2 trees score. But because this is only a 2-point mushroom, 3-point mushroom, I'm going to be paying 4 resources to get 5 points. So I'll net 3.
Oh.
Or I could transfer over here, which is worth 4 points, but I would still have to pay 2 resources, which will cost me a point. So that will get me 3. I've desperately been trying to figure out if there's a way I can get 4, but I don't think there is.
Maybe that's all you need, 3
Or
points.
I could,
Right?
or I could just make it. I could just make another seedling, which would also get me 4 points from the goal. even if it doesn't score any points off there, but that will cost me 2 points, so that's only worth 2 points. So I think what I will do, just because on tabletop and it's easier to do it this way, I'm going to flip my yellow to flip my red and my where am I? Oh, sorry, not my red. I'm going to flip my yellow to flip my blue and green. Then I flip the blue, red and green, and then the red to flip the yellow, and then that gets me back to 3, right?
That chain reaction.
That chain reaction gets me back to 3, and then I flip all of them and pay a resource. So there's my resource for the absorb action. I pay the extra 2 to move 2 spaces. Then I have to pay 1 more resource to move it the last space to here to absorb it. I think I did that right. I was on yellow, so yellow gets green. Let me just check I've done that right. Yellow gets green and blue.
Does it matter?
You got your 3 points.
No, it doesn't, because I can do it the other way anyway. So I'm going to get 3 points. So it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get 3 points whichever one I do. So
all right.
Cool.
2 more turns.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what much I can do on this last one because I don't have a lot of resources, and I'm trying to work out if I can absorb 1 last carbon, but I think I'm just short. So I can't.
You don't have any.
I have a resource in my hand.
Okay.
But I think if I did absorb, I need to move the carbon 3 spaces, and then I need to pay 1 to absorb. So I need a total of 4, but I only have a total of 3.
Yeah.
So I'm too short on that. So I think it's probably best to just photosynthesize and take the
carbon.
Take the 2 carbon. I don't think I can do too much else, so I would just do that.
All right.
Nice and quick.
Very last turn.
Yeah.
All right, I am totally out of resources and activation.
Which is a good thing, I feel
so
like.
The only thing I can do is photosynthesize, which is still a point because I get.
Yeah.
Glad it wasn't just me.
Every 2 carbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I ended the game at just the right spot there.
Yeah.
It was a good ending.
Does feel like it.
All right, I haven't used the score pad in Tabletop Simulator. Should we try?
All right, let's try it.
Yeah.
So how do we?
Do we move it over?
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
In there. Yeah.
So lock it.
I guess we could all write our own points on it if we want.
Yeah.
Well,
is that?
Or I could. I could
do it for us.
I could just do that.
You can.
Yeah, Mark.
I'll do it for everybody.
Okay, very good.
Cool.
Let's see. Here we go. So who? So we're going to start with Tay.
Yeah.
And then Mark.
Will.
And then Will.
Yeah.
And then me.
And then Elizabeth. Okay.
Moment of truth.
All right.
Okay.
Goal 1.
So do the goals first.
Yeah.
So
we all got 2 points. Look.
Yeah.
2, which is 5 points.
5.
Yeah. 5 points.
Yeah.
So everybody got 5 apart from me. I didn't get any.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're ahead here. I like
it. Yeah.
Okay. Go to.
So this is the different vertical lines.
Can someone count mine? Because
we should double check. Okay, so white is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
That was Mark. I don't know. I don't remember who was what color too.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? For Tan.
Yeah.
So I got 3 points.
Who?
Tay.
You're green.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 2, 3.
Green's on 2.
There's another one here.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Some of these colors are hard to see on the table.
I think when the table's green as well, it doesn't help.
Maybe that's part of the problem. I got 10 points. I got all 6.
Wow.
Wait, really? Wow.
have one down here.
So Elizabeth's got
1, 2,
Nice.
3.
Tay. You on how
Three.
many rows were you
3
on? 3.
points.
So you got a point. Well, you were on 4
3
rows.
points or 3
4,
rows?
so I get 3 points. Yeah. Yeah. Tay was on 3, so yeah, 1 point.
Yeah.
And total number of trees. I had 2, so I get a
Um,
point.
Oh, you need at least
We all
2
have
to get
2?
1 point.
Yeah.
I've
I
got,
actually only have 1.
I've
Okay.
got 3 trees,
Will has
Yeah.
3.
so I get 3 points.
Yeah. I
I
get
have
0.
2
Elizabeth?
trees for 1 point.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So for the goals, Tay's got 6. I've got 7. Will has got 11.
Wow.
And Elizabeth has got 16.
Nice.
Not too bad.
Going for the end of round goal here seems to pay off a little, but we'll see.
We'll see.
That sounds
Alright.
familiar, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, trees. Tay.
Okay, so my first tree, I score the big one. Let's start with the big one. I get 11 points, so 11 here.
Okay.
And then this one,
Yeah.
I have 2 carbon, so I can score 2 of them, so it's 7 points.
Do you have a root over
Yeah,
on the
you don't
4
have
point
a-
one?
Oh, I don't have roots.
You don't
Oh
have a root.
no. So I guess 5
Used to.
points.
5.
Then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have another one here that scored me 5. Actually more than that. I invested a lot
Is
in
it
this.
just 1 carbon?
You've got 1 carbon
Yeah.
on it, though. So it's
1 carbon, so you only score 1 root.
this one.
Yeah, but this is 6 points.
6
Oh,
right?
yeah.
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 Nice.
Okay.
Okay. Mark, do you want to go?
Yeah, so I've got my tree over here with 3 roots on it. So I have 6 plus 4 plus 3 is 13. I've got my other tree next to it with 3 roots, which is going to score 8. I've got this one down here, 2 roots, 2 carbon, so I get 6. Got the one at the bottom with 1 root and 1 carbon, so I score 4. And I've got the one over here with 2 roots and 2 carbon, so I score 5.
It's a lot.
Okay, Will.
Okay, I've got this tree here, and that's a total of 10 points.
10.
The one next to it is only got 3 roots. That one is 8 points. And then this one up here is 11. And I think that's the only place that I'm scoring points there. So just those 3.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to go
Elizabeth,
right.
come on.
So this
is
one's
gonna
0.
This is going to be crushing.
2. Let's see. 6, 10, 12. That's counting. I have 2 zeros in here. It's not so crazy. 6. And then I never put another root there. Oops. 9, 12. 12 that could have been 16.
I thought that was going to be a 16-pointer. I hadn't noticed you hadn't put a root there. Another good reason for ending the game. So total trees, Tay, you have 22.
I'll take that.
I have 21, 31, 36. And 29 for you, Will.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And 32.
And Elizabeth, you have 24, 32.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then bonus tiles. And I know I left all these bonus tiles for you guys, so this is going to be
What?
painful. I don't have any. I have nothing.
I've got 2 points.
I have
have
1
5.
point.
5.
Wow. How did you get 5?
Because Mark was
I knew-
leaving
I
them.
That's interesting.
I was so.
He was trying to take resources.
I
Okay.
was trying to take resources because I figured. I think I made a little mistake early in the game, and I knew I was going to be resource short, so I figured I had to try and end the game before you folk could all get your
Makes
trees
sense.
all powered up fully.
Yeah.
Okay, and tokens left over at the end of the game, 1 per 2.
Okay.
I have
I have
4,
3
so-
points.
Yeah, I've also got
3.
3 points.
I have 1 point.
Hmm.
3
Okay.
and 1.
All right.
So let's see.
Moment of
Tay,
truth.
622 is 28 plus 4 is 32.
All right. Take that.
And then I have 7 plus 36 is 41 plus 2 is 43. And Will, you have 11, 29, 43.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Got a tie score here.
Yeah, it's not going to matter.
We'll see.
And Elizabeth,
No, it's
16 plus
54.
32 is 48 plus
Oh,
6
wow.
is 54. There you go.
Well done. Good game.
Big score.
Good job,
Wow.
Elizabeth.
Very well
feel
done.
like-
I haven't beat Mark very many times.
Wow.
You're good.
Extra
And you
special.
got video evidence of this as well.
I know.
And-
Yeah.
Well, the video evidence suggests that she has a 100% record against me now.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Absolutely.
That's
That's
what
all that
matters.
counts.
I mean,
My
I
notebooks would indicate otherwise. Yeah.
can claim whatever I like, but the video evidence suggests that she has a 100% record against me. So
Total
there we
upper
go.
hand
Excellent.
here. Yeah.
Totally.
All right.
Well done.
Well, there we go. Yeah, well done, Elizabeth. And yeah, thank you both of you for showing us that. That was really good fun. I enjoyed that. And yeah, if you enjoyed watching that, if you think this is the kind of game that you would like, do go check out the Kickstarter. As I said, there'll be a link in the description. You can go check out all the information there if you want to go and back it. But until then, yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.